Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the best damn movie-related show on the planet Earth, the John Campea Show, coming to you from right here in our quaint little studio. I'm, of course, your host, John Campea. I'm joined in studio by our technical director, Jonathan Voico.
Hello, everybody.
Writer, director, producer, Robert Meyer-Burnett.
Hot Toys dropped the Ripley for the 40th anniversary of Aliens, John.
Ooh, I bet it looks really good.
It looks pretty good.
I'll have to take a look at it. And, of course, most importantly, you guys are here. Thank you so much for being here, making our little show part of your day. And here's how our show goes. It's real simple. We talk about our favorite things in the world. Movies and movie news, TV and streaming, and all those things that give us joy. That's what we're here to talk about today. And we've got a full slate of topics that we're going to get into today. But before we do, I got to tell you about this one thing. Hard decision I had to make, Rob. Hard decision.
Uh-oh.
Now, some of you might know that a couple of years ago, I made the decision that I'm not going to go do any press stuff anymore. I still get all the invites, but I don't go to press junkets. I don't go to press screenings. I don't accept interviews. I don't do any of that stuff. And the only time I kind of made an exception was when I was invited not to the movie, the John Wick film Ballerina, but I was not invited as press. One of the execs of Lionsgate personally invited me as a guest, so I went, but I did not go as press. Now, that's been tough because there have been a few movies that have come out, Rob, that I've shown you. I've gotten the invitations where I'm like, oh, I'm tempted to go to that one, but I did not. But the most tempting one ever came along about a month ago. Some of you may have heard of this giant $500 million epic coming out of India. Now, I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce it. I'm going to try my best. You can see it here, called Ramayana. And I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but this giant, massive film.
They had like ads for it at CinemaCon.
Yeah, they had ads for it all over the place
yeah.
at CinemaCon. It billboards in Las Vegas, all that kind of stuff for it. The trailer has dropped for it. You can go check out the trailer for it if you want. And I shared this with you guys a few weeks ago. I got an invitation. Now, I've always been stunned all the way back to the movie blog days. How many of our movie blog readers and now today John Campea Show viewers are from India? It's crazy how many viewers we have in India. It's amazing. And I got contacted by the PR company representing the movie. And they offered to, number one, fly me first class. I have never flown first class in my life.
It's good.
One time I was dating this girl who was working for Air Canada and she got me bumped up to business class for a short flight. But I mean, really long distance, I've never flown first class. So they were going to fly me first class to India and put me up in this big resort they have there. And they were going to take me around the studio, like the movie's already shot, but they were going to take me around the studio where they made the movie and give me a background on the lore and all that kind of stuff and everything and blah, blah. And all they wanted me to do is talk about it on the show. And here I am giving the movie some props and giving the movie some PR here out there. But I decided last night I wasn't going to do it.
You're out of your mind.
I made a
If someone
rule.
asks you if you're a god,
You
say yes.
When the Almighty approaches you, you do not ask for his ID.
What does God need with a starship?
Yeah, why does God need a starship? In a bad movie, that's a pretty great line. I just decided, you know what? I've got a rule. I'm going to stick to it. And because here's the thing, this is what I ultimately decided. I decided that, look, if I do it for this, then I can't say to the other invitations I get, I have a rule against doing that. They're like, well, you just went and did this one. So I decided against it.
But
I'm not going to
this
go.
is India. Man, that would have been amazing. You know,
Oh, don't.
I'm happy to take the trip in your place.
I did ask if I could send somebody in my place. I did that with John Schnepp once. I had kind of like, I was still running a Collider and AMC and all that kind of stuff, but I had already started backing out of doing red carpets and press junkets. And we got the invitation. I can't remember exactly which movie it was, but Marvel invited me to Atlanta to visit the set of one of the Marvel movies I was shooting. And I couldn't remember which one, but I stopped doing that stuff. So I said, can I send somebody in my place? And they said, sure. So I sent John Schnepp. And Schnepp went and visited the set of the Marvel movie. It's killing me. I can't remember which one. But I did ask if I could send somebody in my place.
Because the
But they
thing
said
is,
no.
I've been so fascinated, with Indian films since I was a kid, seeing like the Apu trilogy, Saatchi Ray's Apu trilogy, which I own, and just their film industry. And if you went over there, you probably could have seen a different Indian movie being shot.
I probably could have seen 20 Indian movies being
But
shot.
how cool would that have been?
In the courtyard of the hotel I'd be staying in. Yeah, I mean, I do want to visit India someday. I badly want to visit India
Indian
someday.
girls.
I'm married.
Well,
Rob.
John is married. He probably would be going with his wife, but
So I decided not to go, but I am going to be keeping my eye on this movie again. Ramya Anna. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm going to be keeping my eye on this movie with great interest and looking forward to seeing it. And thank you to them for the invitation.
Very cool.
Anyway, guys, with that down, let's get on to some actual news stories here, shall we? And we're going to start off with this. Well, we've known for a while that a Shrek 5 was coming, and they released like a little clip. No, it wasn't even a clip. They released this little announcement video that really wasn't much. Well, today, ages before the movie comes out, as is being reported in this story in Variety, Shrek 5 has dropped its first teaser trailer. And it's not like a 30-second thing. It's like a full minute 30.
has anyone checked on Taylor? Is he
You had
okay?
to see if his internet usage is going through the roof right now. Where Shrek and Donkey are back again. And they say one of the coolest things right at the beginning, they're now going to be traveling off to a kingdom called further away instead of far, far away. It's called further away. And now look, I am 100% pro Shrek. I love Shrek. I mean, granted, the last movie or two weren't their best outings, but I mean, overall, I love this franchise. And, we talked about it a lot when the latest Puss in Boots movie came out, which was wonderful.
Dope. Loved it.
Wonderful movie.
Last Wish.
Oh my God. I swear to God, it was one of the best villains in any animated film I've ever seen.
Well, and then that villain went on to inspire the vampire in what's it called? Sinners.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when the werewolf ends up being death and like the whole existential questions it bring, like, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is an animated movie. This is so good. Anyway, at the end of that film, Puss and his partner are in the boat and they're like, and he says, I want to go see some old friends. And the camera pans back and you see him sailing towards the kingdom of far, far away. I remember being in the audience, and the audience lost their minds when that happened. It's like, they got to do another Shrek. And sure enough, they're doing one. So the new trailer comes out. And I got to tell you, I think it sucks. I didn't think it was very good. I like the opening of it, like going to further and further away. And I got to admit is, you want to date a snowman? Okay.
That was pretty good.
Tip of the hat to you. That was pretty funny. A little dirty, a little filthy, but I liked it. That was pretty good. But, and again, this is absolutely not a reflection on how the movie is going to be as a whole, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've seen tons of bad trailers to movies that I end up loving, and vice versa.
There's probably going to be another trailer.
There's going to be like this. Remember, this movie is still like a year away.
Yeah.
Anyway. But I'm just being honest with you. Other than that, you want to date a snowman? I didn't find anything remotely charming, remotely funny. And maybe it's just them not wanting to tip their hands or show their cards or give any of the good stuff away yet. And this is just kind of serving as an extended announcement that this thing's coming.
That's kind of how I saw it.
It's great hearing Eddie Murphy's voice again as Donkey. Ann and I just watched that the Honoring of Eddie Murphy special that was on Netflix. That was really good, by the way. Anyway, so I am still 100% in for this movie. I can't wait to watch it. But I'm not going to lie. I didn't think that this little teaser did anything to increase my excitement for it. Just being honest with you for now. But I expect that future trailers 4 months from now, 6 months from now, I suspect they're going to start pulling out their real material and that will change. But I'm just being honest. This one didn't do it for me. Anyway, Rob, you had a chance to watch the Shrek 5 teaser. What did you think?
I thought it was an announcement trailer. I mean, I didn't really expect much from it, but like you said, it's not great. I mean, it didn't make me go, oh my God, I can't wait. I'm just like, okay, it's coming. We'll see. Which, in this day and age, there's been a lot of clever trailers. You know, I think you got to kind of step up your game, especially with a beloved franchise like this. And it seems like I kind of got the feeling like, you know what? It doesn't matter whether we're going to give you a great trailer or not because we've got Shrek 5 coming. And I did think to myself, I wonder what Taylor Gonzalez is their proof of life. Did he pass out? Like, is he still alive? But I didn't think it was great. And I wanted it. I mean, I don't know. I just look at these pieces of marketing now. It's like, okay, it's coming. I would assume the movie's going to be very good because they've had a lot of time to develop it. But like you, it was kind of underwhelming.
Now, granted, again, I do want to re-emphasize, the movie is still over 1 year away, right? This is over a year away. I don't really feel like watching this trailer that they were trying to sell us on the movie.
No.
So much as maybe it was just increasing the campaign of making sure people were aware that the movie's coming. Still, you know, you put out anything, you want it to be received well. I thought, again, I'm not looking for a bona fide, big action, put in your best laughs trailer. I'm not looking for that, especially a little thing a year before the movie comes out.
Right.
But if you're going to put it out, give us a couple of nuggets in it. Make it feel a little bit better than what this did.
By the way, that Variety post that you put up about Shrek 5, next to it, it said that Tom Holland confirms his marriage to Zendaya, which I didn't know.
Which, oh, come on, you knew. Everybody knew. She's been wearing the ring to
true.
Everything they've gone to.
But, you know, it's nice to know. Nice to have confirmation before Spider-Man
nice that that's all
comes out.
done. Again, listen, let me reaffirm here again. I am still 100% dying to see this movie.
It's going to be great.
Wait. I am absolutely pro, and I absolutely believe it's going to be great. But just being honest about this. Actually, I'm curious, Jonathan. Let me ask you this. As the only person in this room with kids, and so therefore you are the resident expert on all things the next couple of generations.
But I'm running out because they're
getting older.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a little bit of a He-Man element, I guess, to the Shrek thing. And that this is an older property, not as old as He-Man. Have you felt, sensed, heard any excitement with the youngins living in your household right now about Shrek in general, or about this movie
base it off
specifically?
conversations with their friends, or like, because some of their friends run a little younger than they are, and some are older or whatever. But not really. But like, Shrek is something they all grew up with, and they definitely had like the DVDs and everything, and watched them regularly. So you know, why is my phone on? They were fans of the Minions like franchise and that line. And I think with Shrek coming out, if they like the trailer, they're gonna go see it. But I think they lean more like Toy Story, Minions. Yeah.
Toy Story, which is even older. By the way, somebody in the live chat saying, come on, man, Shrek's not that old. Shrek 1 came out just over 25 years ago. A quarter of a century ago. Now, granted, as I said, it's not as old as He-Man, but it's getting there.
I mean,
Shrek 1 is more than old enough to drive, drink, marry, and do everything adults need to be, and it's been around for a while, my friends.
Yeah, that's like if we were right now, this was 2001 when it came out, but the first one came out 25 years from there. It would have released in the 70s.
Our live chat viewer, Orizo Meow, says, my back hurts now.
Yeah.
Shrek 1 came out 25 years ago.
Watch that first
my
step.
Back hurts.
That first step is going to get you.
All right, guys, question is for you. What did you think about this first teaser trailer for Shrek 5? I am dying for this movie, and I have full belief in it. But I'm just being honest. I didn't think this thing was a very good piece to put out. And whatever you guys thought about it, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? Speaking of animated films coming out in 2027, one of the presentations we got at CinemaCon this year was for the upcoming Disney animated film Hexed. And you know what? The presentation they showed us was pretty darn good.
It was.
I knew next to nothing about it. and they showed us this scene from it, this elongated scene from it, and I walked out going, you know what? This thing has my attention. Now, again, movie's coming out in early 2027, but we haven't received any, kind of promotion for it yet. It's still a little ways off. But lo and behold, today, as is being reported in what's on Disney Plus, Hexed has dropped its first trailer. And I gotta tell you, I like it. I like it. It's got this great merging of like classic traditional Disney animated magic with a more contemporary modern superhero almost kind of flair to it, all while incorporating some great, wonderful Disney types. Like there's a scene in the trailer that you saw. We saw a much longer version of it, but where she walks in this room and the pen and the book are talking to her, very reminiscent of Beauty and the Beast and things like that. But instead of feeling like, oh, they're ripping off their own, it felt more like an homage to that classic style Disney stuff. And it was fun. At least they showed us a longer version of it at CinemaCon. It was fun and it was charming. I love Rashida Jones because I'm a big fan of Parks and Rec. And I'm actually a really big fan of I Love You, Man.
Dude, I love you.
That is one of the most underappreciated great comedies.
It's so great.
Oh, slap at the bass. Anyway, and it properly pays homage to one of the greatest rock bands of all time, the good Canadian band Rush. But anyway, that being said, the kind of mixing of young girl discovering powers, she's different, then thrust into this magical world, faced with danger, manifesting her abilities, throwing a little bit of action. You know what? I ain't gonna sit here and call this the best trailer I've seen this year. It's not. But I thought this was a very solid first trailer. My anticipation level now for Hexed has gone up. Unlike, the Shrek teaser didn't do that for me, but this does. I believe Shrek will be the better movie, but I am now legitimately really looking forward to watching Hexed, and I think this trailer is very well done. I thought this was a great trailer to watch. I'm going to watch it again later. Anyway, Rob, you saw the trailer for Hexed. You were there with me at CinemaCon. Yeah. You saw the presentation. Now they've shown the trailer to the world. What did you think about it?
Well, it didn't surprise me that I liked the trailer as well. I mean, like you said, I knew nothing about Hexed. I don't think I had ever even heard that they were making a movie called Hexed until we were at CinemaCon. And you never know what you're going to see, but I was surprisingly engaged by the clip that they showed. I'm like, wow, this looks really, really good. I was surprised at how engaged I was, but I thought that the trailer did a great job. There was more stuff in the trailer, more variety of things that I didn't know were that are in that trailer that made me even more interested, like this particular shot. I'm excited. I mean, it's right up my alley. So, I want to see it.
Due to my marriage status, I was going to be seeing this day one anyway, because next to Tom Hanks, my wife's favorite human being is Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, is that who's voicing this?
Or should I say Haley Steinfeld Allen? I don't know. She just recently married NFL MVP Josh Allen. Is like her absolute favorite human being in the world. She has a massive girl crush on Haley Steinfeld, follows her newsletter. Actually, Haley wrote her back once. Very charming.
Wow.
So yeah, she does the voice of the main girl. Rashida Jones does the voice of her mom, which is another thing that should start to make you feel older. But Rashida Jones is doing the voice of the mom. And I think this looks really charming. I'm looking forward to Hexed. Guys, question is for you. Did you have a chance to see the trailer for Hexed? If so, what did you think? A new original Disney animated film. I thought it looked really good. Maybe you liked it even more than me. Maybe you didn't like it at all. Whatever you guys thought, jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down, let's move on to this, shall we? Staying on the theme of animated films, which has kind of been the whole theme of the top half of the show here. We talked about Shrek. We talked about Hex. Now we're going to talk about Toy Story 5. The full reviews for Toy Story 5 have now come out. And as of right now, with 85 of the critics surveyed, 93% on the Rotten Tomatoes meter, which is better than 90% of any movies ever get. It's getting a 93% right now. Now, to put that into context, it does technically mean this is how good Toy Story is. At 93, it is currently the worst critically rated Toy Story movie.
I knew it. This one's going to flop. Not seeing it.
At 93, it is technically the worst critically rated Toy Story movie. As we go over and take a look at the history of the Toy Story critic scores, we see the first one, Toy Story and Toy Story 2, landed 100%. Wow. Toy Story 3, 98%. Toy Story 4, 97%. And Toy Story 5, as of right now, sitting at 93%.
Ugh, yuck.
Yuck.
It's a bomb.
That means it sucks. That means it's awful. 93%. Let me say this again.
I bet it's woke.
Makes it the lowest critically rated Toy Story movie at 93%. That is insane. But at 93% it is. Now, of course, we talked about the first reactions to it that came out the other day, and they were pretty glowing. I mean, what you would expect from a 93% movie. So let's go over, shall we, and take a look at some of the full reviews that have become just little excerpts from the full reviews. Cinema Mania liked it. They said the 5th installment of the Toy Story saga now emerges, highlighting the blunder of failing to protect children from technology. Blu-ray.com liked it. They said a delightful return to the Pixar playground that carried on for 31 years now and frankly doesn't need to stop here. Den of Geek liked it. They said it justifies its existence by providing a thoughtful expansion on the plights of parenting in the 21st century and by revisiting what I believe to be the most poignant chapter in the plastic saga, Toy Story 2 and the cowgirl who got left behind. By the way, some of the first reactions said this is kind of really Jesse's movie, and the themes they said that come out in that, I'm just dying to see. I cannot wait for it. El Mundo liked it. They wrote, Pixar once again manages, with taste, intelligence, and calculated conservatism, to ensure that its flagship brand remains just that, its flagship brand. CBC, the good Canadian major news outlet, CBC News liked it. They said, Toy Story 5 is good. It's very good, actually. A surprisingly strong entry in a series that 2 movies ago struggled to justify returning to its plush, plastic, and porcelain characters whose stories felt over and done with. iNews liked it. They said, certain installments from our lives may be over, but the value of a well-lived childhood never is. Put your tablets away and get your tissues out. Our friend Jeremy Johns liked it. The laughs were real. The heart was strong. Longtime good friend of the John Campea Show, Grace Randolph, liked it. She wrote, the best Toy Story movie since the first one. It's not perfect, but it's very funny with a great story and a powerful message. Jesse, Woody, and Buzz are still MVPs, while Conan O'Brien's Smarty Pants is a fantastic addition. By the way, coming out of the first reactions, that's one of the things we heard a lot of from the first reactions, that this new Conan O'Brien character, Smarty Pants, kind of steals the show, which is exciting to hear. The Only Critic likes it. They said, it is a return to form for the series, putting our favorite characters, Woody, Buzz, Lightyear, and more importantly, Jessie, front and center as they once again face down an existential crisis. RT in Ireland liked it. They said, Andrew Stanton and Keena Harris trust their audience, balancing big ideas with genuine emotion, sharp comedy, and the kind of character-driven storytelling that has defined the franchise from the beginning. MovieWeb liked it. They said the latest triumph in what can only be described as one of the all-time great film series. And again, we are talking, 4 movies in, and a 93% is its lowest score. I cannot emphasize that enough. Zach Pope Reviews liked it. Said Toy Story 5 is another beautiful chapter in the greatest franchise of all time. Another masterpiece that perfectly balances our iconic trio with timely adventure against tech, and it delivers one of the favorite moments in the entire franchise. You will cry. I remember one of the guys talking from the premiere said,
oh yeah,
everybody in the place was bawling their eyes out.
As a matter of fact, early on too, didn't he say? Or was I wrong in that?
And at the end.
Yeah.
Inverse liked it. They said Toy Story 5 is less a movie for the children. Let me try this again. Toy Story 5 is less a movie for the children of the children that Toy Story raised than it is for the ones who felt they haven't quite grown up yet. But as the movie suggests, maybe embracing our inner child isn't such a bad thing. And I'll just finish the last couple here. Dallas Film Now liked it. They said a pleasant, light comic adventure, with several welcome new twists to the story saga. And we'll end things off here with When Things Go Pop. They liked it a lot, saying, we can debate whether it should be continued up to this point and beyond, but Toy Story proves that it is flexible enough to mold to the current moment without being easily written off as a cash grab. This is everything I hoped we would hear when a new Toy Story movie was announced. When they announced 5 and the traditional chorus of, why are they making another one? They should leave it alone. They're going to ruin it. This is a crash grab, which has been ever since Toy Story 2. And every time they get proven wrong.
I mean, they grabbed a lot of cash.
And as a delightful side note, they grab a lot of money. The last couple of films made over $1 billion.
But it wasn't done cynically. That's the difference.
No, I mean, Rob, we raised the point that Jonathan, when was the first Toy Story movie out again?
Oh, 95. Yeah.
95? Okay. So we're talking 31 years to get their 5th film out. Cash grabs, they crank it out every 2 years, maybe every 3. If they cranked them out every 3 years, we would be sitting on Toy Story 10 right now. They only do a Toy Story movie when they get confronted with an idea that they cannot deny making it. That's always been their, operational philosophy with Toy Story.
God, I was in high school still.
Well, for me personally, the underlying idea about tech coming in to replace play toys is such a great. I mean, for me personally, it is something that's near and dear to my heart. So I'm particularly interested in seeing the film. I can't wait. I'm seeing it this week. So.
There's a great line in the trailer, actually, that I like it because at least in the marketing, the movie doesn't try to frame technology as evil. It not at all. Like, I remember there's a great line in the trailer that Woody says when he's talking to Jesse over the walkie-talkie. He says, I don't know, Jesse. Toys are for play, but tech is for everything. And it doesn't try to frame technology as bad in and of itself. And I have a feeling, haven't seen the movie yet, have a feeling the movie is going to be, it's all going to be all about how it's used, like anything else. It's not about what it is, it's about how it's used. And it's going to be really interesting. I remember, Rob, when we first heard the premise for Toy Story 5, and we were like, that seems very timely. The marketing they've shown has kind of doubled down on that, of the timeliness. The presentation they showed us is CinemaCon, by the way. They showed us 8 minutes of Toy Story, and we loved it. I mean, it was actually that it was at CinemaCon when they showed us like that 8 minutes. That's what sold me on it. Like, obviously, I'm already sold on Toy Story, but now actually seeing that made me go, okay, yeah, this movie's going to be fine. And these reviews match up with the earlier reactions we've heard. And again, to everybody's shock, including mine, when Fandango did their annual survey, the biggest ticketing seller in North America, they did their annual survey of the most anticipated summer movies. It wasn't it wasn't Odyssey. It wasn't Spider-Man. The number one most anticipated movie was Toy Story 5. And it sounds like a lot of us are going to go, and that a lot of us are going to be happy. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, the reviews are in. It's holding a remarkable 93%, which makes it the absolute worst critically rated Toy Story movie in history so far. I'm looking forward to it. Are you a believer in this film? Are you planning on seeing it? Maybe you've got your reservations. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. Oh, and X-Men Superfan gifted 5 channel memberships. Thank you again, X-Men Superfan. Appreciate that. We're going to be talking a little bit of X-Men in just a little bit here. But for now, let's move on to our next story here, shall we? I am slowly starting to get excited. I wasn't right at first, but I've been slowly starting to get excited about The Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum. I mean, I felt very pro about it because unlike some of the more recent Lord of the Rings stuff, Peter Jackson is actually heavily involved in this film. And his second unit director from the Lord of the Rings films, Andy Serkis, is himself directing Hunt for Gollum. And he's going to be obviously portraying Gollum in it and all that kind of stuff. They showed us a short little tease for it at CinemaCon that kind of got my blood pumping, man. Like just seeing the mountains again and hearing the music and hearing Smeagol's voice and all that kind of stuff. It kind of just went, oh my God, I am far more excited for this movie than I thought I was. Anyway, yesterday during the John Campea Show, we opted not to talk about it at the time. We thought we'd save it till today. But while we were doing the show yesterday, news broke that a new casting announcement has been made for it. This in Deadline, one of the hottest actresses on the planet right now, Anya Taylor-Joy, has joined the cast of Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum. And we know who she's going to play, as in this social media post that they put out. I'm going to hit, oh, that's not what I meant to do, but that's fine. They've got this little motion thing in there. You see an outlining. She's going to be playing an elf. And
Shocked.
I don't know. I know, right? She's actually an elf. I'm going to say it's Serene. It's Seren. Maybe it's Seren. Maybe it's Serene. Maybe it's Kaskoplok, and that's how they spell it in Elvish.
True, yeah.
I don't know for sure.
It's definitely Kaskoplok.
I think this is a little typecasting.
It's so typecasting.
Yeah.
I thought Anya Taylor-Joy played an elf in everything she's in.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what. I love this because I think this is one of those rare times where a fantasy casting would be right. Most of the time, our fantasy fan castings are very wrong. But this is one of those things where if you ask, what's an actress that should play an elf in an upcoming Lord of the Rings movie? I think just about everybody would jump up and say Anya Taylor-Joy would probably be great because she kind of looks like a woodland elf. Anyway, Deadline describes her character as this. In the Andy Serkis directed film, Taylor-Joy will play the role of, I'm going to pronounce it Serene for now until I'm corrected on that. A Sindar elf of the woodland realm, trusted and lethal agent of King Thandril, who of course was played by Lee Pace in the Hobbit movies. By the way, I've got some issues with the Hobbit films. Lee Pace as King of the Elves was not one of the issues. I thought he was great in the role. I thought he was really good in the role.
And he will be again.
And he will be again. Again, you're talking, by the way, she's also got Dune 3 coming out. You know, Anya Taylor-Joy simply is, I don't mind saying, I think she's a top 10 actress in the world.
Yeah.
I really do. I think she's that good. You know what? I've always thought she was good. The one that pushed me over the top on her was The Queen's Gambit.
Oh,
like when I saw
so
her in
good.
that, I'm like, that took a next level actress to do. You liked that one too, didn't you?
I loved it.
Oh, and
Loved
she was
it.
so good in it.
It was so good.
So I think this is great casting. I'm getting more excited for this as time goes on. Anyway, Rob, you heard about the casting. Like it, don't like it? Does it move the needle for you? What do you think?
No, I think it's great. Look, the casting is going to be, I think it's half the battle with these kinds of movies. You know, if you're going to make an epic fantasy story, you've got to, you have to cast people that seem like they belong in that world. And she certainly does. I mean, you know, she knows what kind of a cheeseburger she likes, and apparently she knows how to be an elf.
Oh, how good was she in that?
Come on.
That, when she's, first of all, you're in a scene playing off who I believe is one of the greatest actors living on the planet, Ralph Fiennes. I still 100% believe the greatest actor on the planet who doesn't have an Oscar on his mantle, Ralph Fiennes. You've got this scene where she's playing off in the end of that movie when like he's getting ready to wrap everything up and like she complains about the food. She says, I want a cheeseburger. Her and him, masterclass in acting. Masterclass in acting. When you've got to share a scene with Ralph Fiennes and you help elevate that scene, you're good. And oh my God,
best cheeseburger you ever had.
Is it the best cheeseburger you ever had? What a great line that was. Oh my God. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Anya Taylor-Joy is joining the cast of Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, as an elf hunter of sorts. Anyway, whatever you guys think about this, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down, we still got to talk about a couple things, including the Odyssey just broke a UK box office ticket sales record. Sydney Sweeney. There are some rumors and reports going around suggesting she might be joining the MCU in the X-Men brand. We're going to talk about that and who she could be playing if those rumors are true. And also, tickets for Spider-Man Brand New Day go on sale tomorrow with the release of the new trailer. We're going to talk about that and how you can see the movie early if you would like. We're going to talk about those things and a few things more. But before we do, we're going to take a second and thank the sponsor of today's episode of the John Campea Show, our friends at Hims. Guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, Hims. You know, one of the hardest things about trying to lose weight is just figuring out what actually works. Because we've seen them all. There are a million trends, diets, and gimmicks out there. And honestly, it can get overwhelming. And that's why weight loss by Hims really stands out. Hims now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill at its lowest price ever and the Wegovy pen. With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% or more of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you regulate your appetite and eat less, so success is within reach. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever and only GLP-1 available in a pill for weight loss, so there are no needles needed. And the process is extremely convenient. Everything happens online. You connect with a licensed provider who determines if treatment is right for you, and if prescribed, your medication gets delivered right to your door. No insurance necessary. Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/Campea to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's HIMS.com/Campea. hims.com/Campea. Based on advertised cash price for 30-day supply of medication only. Membership required, fee not included, and billed separately. Weight loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com. And thank you to our friends at Hims for sponsoring today's episode of the John Campea Show. All right, guys, with that down, let's move on to this. Well, it goes without saying that one of the most highly anticipated films of the year, as is any year that Christopher Nolan has a new film coming out, is The Odyssey. Trailers have looked great. I didn't like that line, but whatever. The movie looks amazing. That whole Trojan horse prelude scene they released in theaters just had my stomach in my throat, clenching the arms of my chair, like just so intense, so great. This movie's going to be a masterpiece. It's Christopher Nolan. It's going to be great. I cannot wait to see it. Well, you guys remember that last year they put the first weekend IMAX tickets on sale and they sold out within minutes, completely sold out. Well, now the general tickets have gone on sale. And according to the story and Deadline, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey has just broken the BFI IMAX records with 28,000 tickets sold in the first 24 hours. This is what Deadline wrote. BFI IMAX, the UK's largest screen, has sold 28,000 tickets for the Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey in 24 hours, breaking first day on sale records for the venue with a total gross of £750,000. This follows 4 opening weekend screenings that had previously sold out in under an hour a year in advance, including a special midnight showing to kickstart the weekend of round-the-clock screenings. I don't remember that happening since Avengers. Anyway, the film's first day takings have leapfrogged Dune Part 2, which took 366,000 gross in the first 24 hours on sale at the venue, and Nolan's Oppenheimer, which took 254,000 gross on the same time frame.
Wow.
Now, don't worry about the scale, right? The scale isn't what's important here. It's what it is in its context. We've already known that Oppenheimer was breaking all kinds of records. Now, I can't remember, did they officially announce that Oppenheimer is rated R? Or Oppenheimer, I keep saying Oppenheimer, Odyssey was rated R? I think they did, right?
Correct, yeah.
Now, this could become the highest grossing R-rated film in history. Of course, right now that's Deadpool and Wolverine. Will it get there? I don't know if it does, but I do know that it has a chance. It has a chance. I also think it has a chance to not necessarily hit $1 billion, as only, I believe, 2 R-rated films in history have ever hit $1 billion. I think that was Joker and Deadpool and Wolverine. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think those are the only 2 R-rated films ever in history to join the $1 billion club. Anyway, so I think Odyssey has a chance to do that and maybe get a little bit over that, maybe catch Deadpool and Wolverine. We'll see. But the fact that it is breaking records in the context in which they are, of course, it already broke the records for fastest sellout in history that far in advance. Now, how will it actually do come release time? We are getting closer and closer. The fan base is clearly ravenous for this film. People are excited about it. Will it be the biggest Christopher Nolan film ever? Don't know. I think that would be, what was it? The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Returns? Not The Dark Knight Returns.
I think The Dark Knight.
Yeah. It's going to be, which just crawled over $1 billion, I think. Anyway, getting close. Rob, you see these numbers, surprised, not surprised. And right now where you're sitting, how are you thinking the Odyssey is going to do?
Well, I mean, obviously, Christopher Nolan is the director du jour for multiple generations. You know, the young people love him. We old timers love him. He's certainly earned our trust all the way back to Memento and following. So he is the director of today, and he's delving into an epic fantasy, one of the oldest stories that we have, and with a star-studded murderer's row of actors in the movie. And I think that this is truly an event. I mean, Christopher Nolan movies are an event. They're a cultural event these days, and it does not surprise me in the least. And everyone knows that. I mean, who would have thought that the entire world would understand he is the ambassador of IMAX? You know,
yeah, he loves that format.
Kind of like in Jerry Maguire, you had the ambassador of Quan, but he is the ambassador of IMAX, and everyone knows it. And everyone knows that to truly see a Christopher Nolan movie the way it's meant to be seen, you have to see it in IMAX. You have to go and have that experience. You know,
by the way, I said Dark Knight Returns. That's the comic. It's Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, Rises edged it out.
No, did it edge it out?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so it doesn't surprise me at all that the movie's doing bang up business. And it looks to me like it's certainly going to deliver. And the thing about these movies too is that people go back and see them again. Dude, I saw Inception 8 times in the theater.
Wow.
I was going through a very, very bad breakup, and I related to Inception. So yeah, I go, and I just the experience of his movies. No one provides that kind of experience.
You know what? For me, as somebody who's not just a film fan, but I'm also fascinated by the process of filmmaking. There's this added thing to this. And again, I've told you guys about this. Look up online on YouTube. I think it's 60 Minutes that did this big special thing on how Christopher Nolan made this film. This is the first big narrative Hollywood film that was shot entirely on IMAX.
Yeah.
Like on physical film, that where the frames are like, the film was like this big.
Yeah, I forget the perf, but yeah, it's big.
Instead of editing it on a computer, they literally show how they edit it. It's literally a guy with this big machine running the film and then cutting where they want an edit to be made, and then taking the film, putting it together with a little piece of tape to put it, and like doing color correction with actual tinted film that they would put over the film process. Like, it's just crazy, the process of even how Christopher Nolan made this movie. So I am fascinated as a narrative movie that I cannot wait to see, but I'm also super fascinated from a technical point of view to watch how this movie's presented. And this is going to be the only movie, maybe the first movie ever, that in my mind, I'm like, I've got to see this in IMAX.
Yeah.
Now, I love IMAX. Absolutely love IMAX. Normally, my first choice of theater to see a movie in is AMC Dolby Prime. That's normally my first choice. IMAX would probably be my second. But this movie, I mean, it's got to be seen in IMAX. So once I see it in IMAX once, I'll probably watch it the next 3 times in any other kind of theater. But I'm really stoked about this. This could be good. And the ticket sales are reflecting it. It's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Christopher Nolan, The Odyssey is selling a lot of tickets, but will it be enough to get to that $1 billion mark? I mean, it doesn't need to get to $1 billion to be a huge box office hit, but do you think it can? Do you think it would be the 3rd R-rated film in history to do it? Do you think it has a chance to catch Deadpool and Wolverine? As in everything, it'll probably depend on how actually good the movie is, but whatever you guys think about it, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts? All right, guys. With that down, let's talk about this, shall we? We're going to put this one under the category of the rumor mill.
I love
this
rumors.
This one is definitely a rumor, but this show is not necessarily a movie news show. We're movie fans. We talk about things going on in the world movies, and every once in a while we like to talk about some rumors and whether they're true or not, and just kind of speculate and fantasize about what it would be like if they were true. Well, there's a report going around in some trades that I really like reading, I almost said Cinematical. That's one of the OG movie sites that has been around for a while. Cinema Blend, Superhero Hype, and many others are writing about this rumor right now that Sydney Sweeney, who of course just wrapped up her run on Euphoria as the series ended, is possibly going to be joining the MCU under the X-Men brand. And this is something that was broken by some of the Twitter leakers and stuff like that are, to be generous, are hit and miss. But, I saw this report. I thought, well, that would be interesting. Because, Sydney Sweeney is actually not a bad actress. I don't think she's great. There are some people who think she's a legit great actress, but I think she's good. And I think she has room for improvement and could become even better. So this kind of fascinates me. And of course, she's a big splashy name right now, especially with Euphoria ending. And what was the name of the one where she played the maid that was just out this year?
Oh, House.
Is it The Housemaid?
Yeah.
Yeah, which was a big hit with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Very filthy movie.
Let's not forget Madam Web.
What's that?
Madam Web. Don't forget.
Oh, and of course, Madam Web.
I almost think she can't be in this because I just can't unsee her from Madam Web.
It's almost hard to believe. I almost forgot about her in Madam Web.
And I didn't even see the movie.
So I thought we would take a second. Now, is she going to actually end up being in the MCU and the X-Men franchise? I don't know. I really don't. I wouldn't honestly give any credence to these reports for now. I'm not saying it's impossible. Could happen. Could. But let's imagine for a second. What if that's true? Who could we see Sydney Sweeney playing in the X-Men universe? I'm going to give you 5 that I could see in order of least likely to, I think, my top choice. Then, Rob, I'm going to want to know your thoughts on them and maybe give you some of your names you could throw out there. So let me start down at number 5. At number 5, likely, of her playing, I would say Mystique. Now, Mystique has been a mainstay in the X-Men live action films, whether it's Rebecca Romijn or whether it was Jennifer Lawrence. Who played her and, all that kind of stuff. She's kind of been a mainstay. She is a popular X-Men character. And I think she would actually fit the character pretty well. I think she would fit in that role quite well. Now, the reason I have it down at number 5 and not any higher is because, as I already said, she's been in every X-Men franchise so far. And maybe it's a character they don't feel they need to move on to right now. So I think I feel good enough to put it on the list, but I have it that far down the list just because they've done Mystique a lot. Now, would they do Mystique in the way that she's like the one who raised certain characters, the mother of Nightcrawler? Would they do that one? Would they do more of the Jennifer Lawrence one? Who knows? But again, I'm going to put it on the list regardless, down at number 5. At number 4, another character that has already been portrayed by one already mentioned Anya Taylor-Joy, Magic. Ilyana Rasputin, also the little sister of Colossus. You know what? I could totally see her playing this role. I really could. And you know what? This would be a fascinating character to use. Now, in the little X-Men film that came out, what did they call that one again? New Mutants?
New Mutants.
Not such a good movie, despite the fact that you had some really good performers in it, as the aforementioned Anya Taylor-Joy, who played Magic. It wasn't really the comic book Magic, and it was just a terrible thing. But I think this character could be done really well on the big screen. I think having some familial stuff in this, because I believe Colossus will be a part of it, I think would be a really good idea, and I could see her playing a character like this. Now, the one knock on her playing a character like this will be the same knock I'm going to bring up in a minute, which is she might not be young enough. Because remember, Sydney Sweeney isn't 19 anymore. I mean, she's great, and I still think she could play the role. So I'm down further on my list at number 4, but I'm going to have her there anyway as Magic. All right. At number 3, this one might catch some people by surprise. Rogue. I could really, listen, here's the main reason. I could see her getting into playing a great romantic relationship with a Gambit. Like, really easily, really well. Wouldn't it be a kick in the teeth, too, if they just went and got her Euphoria co-star? What's his name? Who was just in Frankenstein?
Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, wouldn't it be now hilarious if they went and got Jacob Elordi to play Gambit? But the one knock on her for this role, it all depends on how they chose to portray Rogue. The one knock on Rogue is the same one I'm going to have on Magic, which is, depending on how they choose to portray her, traditionally Rogue is younger, right? So she might be aged out for Rogue, but maybe they decide to portray Rogue a little bit differently. So that's why I don't have Rogue any higher on the list, but I'm going to have it down at number 3. All right. See a lot of people saying Kitty Pryde, too old, definitely too
Way
old.
too old to play Kitty
Definitely
Pryde.
too old for Kitty Pryde. At number 2, this is where we're going to see how well she's developed her acting chops. Polaris. I think there is some, look, you guys know my all-time favorite comic book character. Not comic book movie character, but my all-time favorite comic book character is Magneto. By miles, I think he's the most fascinating, interesting, complex, brilliant character I've ever read in the comic book pages. He's my absolute favorite. And his relationship with Polaris is even more drama-filled than his with Quicksilver or with Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
And now they did use Polaris. Remember, what was the name of that TV show that they did with it? It was an X-Men TV show without the X-Men name to it. What was it called again? It was on Fox. Guys in the
where it was
live
like the kids.
Guys in the live
it was
chat.
called,
The Gifted.
Yeah.
I think it was either Gifted or The Gifted, one of the two. So they had a Polaris character in there, and they kind of teased about the relationship with Magneto and all that kind of stuff, but they never really went full out with it. I think this could be not just do I think she'd be good for the character. I think this is a character that would be great to bring to the big screen. So I'm going to go at number 2, Polaris. That brings me to number 1. And I think I'm not alone in this. I think probably when you hear the idea of Sydney Sweeney joining the X-Men universe, I think probably 70% of you guys thought the same name that I thought of. Emma Frost, White Queen. There's something, you know what? And Emma Frost is a character earlier in her existence, I didn't think was one of the stronger characters on the pages of the X-Men books. But as the decades passed, they've made this character a lot more interesting. I mean, she has revolved from going from villain to hero to a leader of the X-Men to one of the actual prominent figures in the entire mutantscape within the pages of Marvel. And I think Sydney Sweeney would be a great Emma Frost, aka White Queen, aka, boss bitch, as she was referred to once. I think she'd be great in that part. I think that's the one. And I don't just say that because I think 70% of other people probably would pick Emma Frost. I pick it because of the reason 70% of the other people would, because I think she's just a great fit for it. Are there other actresses that could be even a better fit? Absolutely. But when I think of her potentially joining the MCU in the X-Men world, I just can't get Emma Frost on my head. So those are the ones that I've picked. Rob, any particular thoughts about the ones I picked? And do you have any you would add to the list?
Well, it's hard. Okay. I love the X-Men. Love the X-Men. I've loved the X-Men. They're kind of like the comic book equivalent of Star Trek for me. I love the whole mythology. The thing about the X-Men is it really depends on how they're going to, even when Bryan Singer's first movie came out, the X-Men were all kind of older. You saw the Rogue was a younger Rogue, but when Rogue was first introduced in the comics, she was a villain. She was part of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and she stole Miss Marvel, aka Captain Marvel. She stole her powers. I mean, she was bad. And so I see that she could easily, Sydney Sweeney either being Emma Frost or being Rogue and being introduced as being bad, as villains, would be great. Because seeing her change, the change would be really interesting to see her go from being a villain to a good person. Polaris is a really interesting thing too. One thing I would suggest is Dazzler. I think
that's that would have been one of my honorable mentions.
You know, and
yes.
the thing is, I think she could be a great Alison Blair. But what I'm curious about more than anything, like I'm thinking, okay, if Sadie Sink is our baseline and they're going to go mid-20s, let's just call it 25 years old is going to be the baseline. So they're graduate students at Xavier's school. If they're going to do that.
But Sink could also play 19 or 20.
Yeah,
easily.
if she has to.
Yeah.
So they could go younger. And so it's going to be really important to see where they're going to go, because if you go Emma Frost, like I would love to see something that they kind of did this with First Class, but I want to see the Hellfire Club having a prominent role in the new MCU X-Men universe. I'd love to see the Black King and the White Queen and all of that. And it was kind of, Kevin Bacon was kind of doing that, and they kind of brought in a little bit of that Hellfire Club flavor. But that's kind of, I agree with you. Polaris would be great too, but how are they going to deal with Magneto? Is Scarlet Witch going to be rebooted as Magneto's daughter, and is she going to be an Omega level mutant? It's going to be really interesting to see, because I have no sense of it yet. How are they going to do the MCU? And it's going to be with Sydney Sweeney, they could go either way. I just see her as being a villainous character first and coming in the fold. And Polaris, it could be, like you said, Polaris, the White Queen, or Rogue could all fit that bill. And also, she's quintessentially American. So maybe you want to do something different with her. I mean, Mystique could be a good one, but it's tough. I mean, I don't see her. I mean, obviously she shouldn't be people like Jubilee, and X-23 is younger, and
what about Husk? Husk would be an interesting one. Age could be an issue. Age could be an issue with that.
Husk is kind of a late addition to the. It's tough to say because I just don't know if are they going to go classic X-Men? Are they going to go X-Men animated? Like
I think they should mix it up. Like, I think you should have your Bobbies, you should have your Beasts, you should have your Cyclops. But I also think they should probably pepper in a couple of, they've added a lot of mutants in the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah, a lot.
And I think it would be a good idea to add some of those in there too. By the way, I'm just going to throw this out there. Michael Gonzalez in the live chat just threw out a fan casting. Daniel Craig as Magneto. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
You know who the perfect casting for Magneto is? Absolute perfect. If era wasn't an issue and time and you could go back and pick somebody, a 57-year-old Rutger Hauer.
Yes. He's the perfect Magneto.
A 57, 58-year-old Rutger Hauer with the long hair. Oh, that would have been like the ultimate Magneto. That would have been such an awesome thing to see. I like it. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, obviously, I think there's a 90% chance that this particular rumor isn't going to end up being true. But if it were, who are some characters you could see Sydney Sweeney playing and maybe playing well and fitting the role really well? Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down, let's move on to this. Let the kingdom celebrate with great joy. Spider-Man Brand New Day tickets go on sale tomorrow. It's coming. As is being reported here, Spider-Man Brand New Day tickets release date and time by time zone preview and more. So here we go, guys. The tickets for Spider-Man Brand New Day go on sale tomorrow. If you live on the West Coast like I do, here in the LA area, in Pacific Standard Time, the tickets go on sale at 6 a.m. bright and early. Got to get those tickets early. In New York time, that'll be 9 a.m. New York time. And if you live anywhere else in the world, you guys can figure out what time that will be for you. But that is when they go on sale. If you have any desire in your heart of hearts to see Spider-Man Brand New Day on its opening weekend, I suggest you get up early. And I suggest you be there. Now, I really do want to do a ticket watch for this, but I don't think I want to start streaming live at 5 a.m. Don't think I want to do that. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But they go on sale tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. And that will coincide with the dropping of the new Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, which leaked. Bad version of it, granted. We talked about that last week, but I'm really looking forward to seeing the full HD version of that trailer. I'm excited about it because we just saw the vertical, like stupid idiot, short social media format of it. I want to see it in its full widescreen glory. That's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing that in that full version. Tickets going on sale. But I want to remind you guys that if you don't just want to see it opening weekend, you want to see it before most people. There is a way to see it even before most people, and these tickets will also go on sale tomorrow. You guys remember this. We talked about this a little bit ago, but just want to remind you that while the movie comes out on July 31st, there are going to be advanced fan screenings on July 29th with tickets being sold through Fandango and being done by Amazon Prime. If you want to get these early tickets, you want to see it 2 days before the movie opens, you got to do a couple of things. One is you have to be an Amazon Prime member, which I'm going to guess probably the majority of you guys are. But if you're not and you really want to see this, you got to go and become an Amazon Prime member. Then go to the website, just search Amazon Spider-Man Brand New Day early screening. Just search for it on Google. You'll find it. And you'll come to this page. And they've got the early screenings for Prime members. And there's going to be a little, you can see mine says unsubscribe because I've already subscribed. You can subscribe that you're just going to put in your email address and you will get a notification the moment these tickets go on sale. My understanding is, and I could be wrong about this, could totally be wrong, don't take this to the bank, is that these tickets are going to go on sale actually a few minutes before the general tickets go on sale. So probably if it's coming out at 6 a.m. for me tomorrow, the main tickets, I'm going to guess probably 5:45 or something like that. Or they may just come out at the exact same time that the regular tickets do. Either way, these tickets should be going on sale tomorrow as well. To the best of my understanding, don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But this is your way to see Spider-Man Brand New Day early. Rob, the excitement level for this movie is, I think is fair to say, is kind of off the charts. People are dying to see this. The trailers have looked great. Granted, we saw a bad version of the new trailer, but even though it was a bad video quality and all that kinds, we still thought it looked awesome. And I cannot wait to watch it again. And I have a feeling we're going to be talking about ticket websites crashing tomorrow. Certainly AMC's, because apparently their IT department sucks. And they can't handle this type of influx. Maybe Fandango, maybe other ticket sellers as well. It's going to be interesting to see. Anyway, Rob, tickets on sale tomorrow. Are you going to be in line at 6 a.m. to try to get your tickets?
I might. You know, I got to get the dogs up early and all that. Water them and feed them, let them out, do their business. Maybe I'll get up at 6 and buy my tickets. See it in IMAX, whatever. Yeah. Why
I mean,
not?
you'll be sitting in line for sure, but
Will I?
yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
100%.
there's, well, I mean, if
6
you
a.m.
want
West
to get
Coast?
one, if you want to get one, but I mean,
Yeah, but you're competing site wide is what you're competing with.
That's true.
what was it that went on sale the other day that made even getting onto AMC's website a 30-minute wait or an hour
Wasn't
wait?
Supergirl?
No, it was the same day as the Supergirl thing, though. What was it? Was it Odyssey tickets?
Yes. I think
Yes,
so.
it was Odyssey tickets. Where even just going to AMC's website was like, sorry, you can't log, you got to be in line for an
But what
hour
if you
to sit
buy
on the
through an
site.
app? Like I've got the app for Regal and I want to go
Same
see it their
thing.
IMAX.
I remember for one of the ticket things, I was going through my AMC app and it was crashing harder than the website was.
Yeah.
Because they're all connected to the same servers.
Unless you
right?
go to like Harkins, it might not be a rush there or
But
whatever.
they don't have IMAX.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it'll all depend. Like, but I'm guessing even some of the smaller theater chains
Mm-hmm.
are probably going to be experiencing these rush of tickets. So
I was thinking too, it was more so for Odyssey because these are really early going on sale. But we talked about like, well, what if you want to buy a different movie? forget what if you want to buy.
Yeah,
What if
yeah.
you were walking up to the theater to scan to go in the movies and it wasn't working?
Yeah, I was trying to get my ticket. I think I was trying to get a ticket for Disclosure Day. And I just wanted to go onto AMC's website and get my Disclosure Day ticket. I couldn't get onto the site.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't let me in.
But imagine if you're you're in the lobby and you can't log in to scan your QR code to go in the theater.
Wait, somebody in the live chat just said Spider-Man is not going to be on IMAX screens.
Doomsday, but
Yeah, Doomsday isn't.
I don't remember us reporting anything about Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think Spider-Man is. Let me just check it out. The IMAX slate. You know what? You're right. Does not right now. I don't.
Because there's a month-long period, but then I guess it will come in after that period if it's still available.
That's Doomsday, though, right?
Well.
No. This is because Odyssey has a month-long exclusivity.
Does Odyssey come out before Spider-Man? Yes, it
Yeah.
does. Yep. Oh, that would do it. Yeah. So there you go. You don't have to worry about your IMAX tickets,
So
Rob.
for
There
a
you
couple
go.
of
I guess I
weeks.
don't.
Yeah, for a couple of weeks, and then they'll probably expand it to Spider-Man.
Which is fine for me. I want to see Spider-Man in AMC Dolby Prime. That's where I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it in Dolby.
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Are you going to be in line at 6 a.m. tomorrow digitally to get your tickets for Spider-Man Brand New Day? Do you think the servers might have problems? Do you think the demand for the tickets are going to crash everything? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. And all right, guys, that'll do it for today's installment of the John Campea Show. Thank you so much for being here and making our little show part of your day. Big special thank you to the thousands of you guys in the live chat who've been here. It's been a lot of fun reading your comments along the way. Thanks for taking time and joining us. I want to thank, of course, our technical director, Jonathan Voico,
See you guys later.
writer, director, producer, Robert Meyer Burnett.
Tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
My name is John Campea, guys, and until next time, my friends, bye-bye.